with my mom today. We are in Bragg Creek / Kananaskis. We're hiking to Ing's Mine, aka the Canyon Creek Ice Cave. I came here last year in I think around May, and the ice formations were amazing, so I'm hoping that they're still really good. We're a little bit early this year. It's like still April, so hopefully there's lots of pretty ice formations when we get to the cave. We're just walking along the long, flat, boring road to the cave.
Sitting lonely in my room again, trying to find the words to say, but nothing comes out. I am looking for the better days, seem like they just stay away whenever I try. There's so many things that I keep in my mind. My friends keep me out and it hurts every time. With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Sitting lonely in my room again, acting like I'm innocent. Why do I try? 'Cause now I'm feeling like a fool again, thinking I can fool myself by telling me lies. When there's so many things that I keep in my mind, I hang around people I don't even like. If they can be happy and walk with a smile, oh why can't I?
Hey guys, just a little update. We're on the last little steep bit before the cave. My mom's just behind me. Oh, you can't see her. She's behind me back there. Yeah, this part's pretty steep for her, but I think I'm used to this now, this elevation gain. So it's mostly flat pretty much the whole entire way for like 5-point-something K, and then it gets into the forest. Then it starts to get a little bit like with rolling hills and stuff, and then it gets steep right at the end. So there was a lot of mud on the trail. The trail needs to dry out because it is super muddy. It's a muddy mess back there, but that's okay. How are you doing?
Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. That I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight, 'cause there will be a time.
Even now, you're coming up to me, fire lighting up the sky.
the boring road. So I forgot to vlog when I was at the cave. I forgot to tell you guys we were at the cave, but I mean, that's already been passed, and you guys saw the really cool cave. It was actually a lot better last year. There's less ice this time around, so we're almost back to the car, just like 5K down this road, and I'll see you soon.
And she knows that I gotta be trusted. She's ready love. But the race is lasting. She's ready love. And she knows that I gotta be trusted. She's ready love. She's ready. She's ready. She's ready. She's ready. She's ready love. She's ready. She's ready.
Hey guys, welcome to my after hike summary for Canyon Creek Ice Caves. So this is the second time that I've done this hike. The first time was actually last year. I did it in May, and this time around I did it at the end of April, so April 24th is when I did this hike. It is a total of 13.9k, so almost 14 kilometers, with an elevation gain of 393 meters, and I feel like all of that elevation gain is on this one section near the cave, and it's very short. So it's a very short, steep, quick elevation gain, and you're at the cave. So the fact that I did this for 2 years in a row, I can give you guys kind of a good idea of how this hike is and what to expect and all of that stuff. So this time around I did it with my mom. I found this hike actually pretty easy. I find hikes that are mostly flat, like with a little bit of elevation gain at the end, pretty easy in my opinion. So this is a good one. My mom actually found it pretty hard because she hasn't been hiking since last summer, and it was like her first hike of the year. It had, you know, like a little scramble at the end, so she did find it hard, but I found it easy. So the first thing I want to note about this hike is the all trails directions to the parking lot is wrong. It takes you past the road that you want to be on, so be on the lookout for like a little turn off down like a gravel road, and that's where you will park your car. There's a little parking area there. So I did follow the all trails directions to the parking lot, and I remembered from last year that I had to turn. Otherwise you just go straight up the road and there's nothing there, and you're like, it tells you you've arrived at your destination, but you're like, where am I? You know, there's nothing here. So make sure you turn off before all trails tells you to turn off. So there is a parking lot there, and for most of the hike you're going to be walking along a road. It's a gravel road, it's flat, it's straight, it's boring. It finally opens up after a bit, and there's a lot of people that go rock climbing in the area, so you guys will see like bigger cliffs and stuff like that with a lot of people rock climbing. Depends on the time of the year though, but there was quite a few people rock climbing last Sunday when we did this hike. So after you finally get through the long boring road, you go into the treed section, and the treed section right now is super muddy. I don't know if it's still muddy because it's been a whole week since I've done the trail, and the weather has been relatively nice all week. We haven't really gotten rain or anything like that, so maybe it's dry now, but when we did it, it was pretty muddy, and that's to be expected during shoulder season. So just be really careful, be mindful of where you're walking, and make sure you have good waterproof shoes or like hiking boots, that sort of thing. So once you finally break the tree line, you're going to cross like a screed section, and the screed section is going to take you up to the cave. So it is a little bit of a scramble to the end. I would probably say like it's an easy scramble for the most part. There is going to be like loose rock and that sort of thing, so be very careful when you're scrambling anywhere, but this is relatively short. I would say like maybe 100 meters, 200 meters at most is the scramble to the cave. So once you get to the cave, this time around the ice formations were different. So I feel like if you went this year and if you went next year, you'd have a different experience anytime that you're going to the cave, because I guess it just depends on water slash ice and all of that stuff that happens in the cave to make the ice formations appear. So last year there was definitely more ice in there. The floor was all ice. I didn't bring my crampons, so this time around I did bring crampons, but there was no ice on the floor of the cave. It was all rock and there wasn't as many ice formations in there, so I was a little bit disappointed this time around, because last year when I did this hike there was some really cool ice formations in the cave, but this time around there was very, very few. So that's something to note. It's gonna vary depending on when you go to the cave, but the cave is really cool. You can go quite a ways in. I didn't go as far as I went last year because my mom didn't really want to go into the cave. It's really dark. We did have our headlamps with us as well as like my phone flashlight, and like I said, I did bring crampons with me and I brought crampons for her as well, just in case the cave floor was icy, but it really wasn't. There was a few ice formations were really cool in the cave, but other than that, like I didn't feel like continuing on further into the cave because there was really nothing there. But you can explore this cave for a while. I heard it gets really narrow in the back and you kind of have to crawl through and stuff like that, but yeah, that wasn't the day to do it. I didn't really feel like doing that. There wasn't really a whole lot to look at. Like I said, in the cave it wasn't like last year. Last year was, I feel like, a better experience with the ice formations than this year. But yeah, that is pretty much it for my after hike summary. It was a good day in the mountains. It was a good hike. My mom actually really enjoyed it. Even though she found it hard, she made it to the cave and the weather was great. So yeah, highly recommend checking this one out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.
I let you deeper than